history. So the whole history on this video, it's going to prove to you, and I hope the people are listening, we have no competition. I'm getting so calls. Did you see this on TV? Did you see this? Did you see that? We have no competition. Now, why don't we have any competition? Companies compete, as you know, John. We've worked a while. They compete with their products. They compete with, the history. And if they have, some research, if they do, okay, we have all three. But what we have is a history that is so strong. It is so strong, I guarantee when you see this video, you will not worry about a thing. I get so many calls. Did you see this on TV? Did you see this over here? They are copycats, John, aren't they?
Right.
They're copycats. What do you do with a copycat in high school? You don't hang out with them no more. So I can prove to you, exactly where Juice Plus came from. Now, years ago, I had a clinic on the border of Mexico. And I was monitoring people coming back. They were very, very sick. Of course, they were sick. And as I was working there one day, a nurse says, "Hey, Dr. Santillo, come on over here and take a look at this." So I walked over there, and she was giving somebody a clonic. And for you who don't know what a clonic is, you're laying on your back. Somebody slips a tube in the lower rectal area. And water goes in, water comes out. When something comes out, there's a little kind of a plastic tube. You can see everything that comes out. And what was coming out was capsules that were not broken down by the patient. And I thought this was historic because I would bring in other doctors and they would see this. And then it made sense to me. How can somebody that sick digest 40 to 60 capsules a day? They couldn't do it. So I had to find something. I'll show you what, I don't know if you can see this or not. I wanted to find something. Oh, you won't be able to see this. No. Nah, you won't be able to see it. No, you can't. Because when I see that, I had to find something that was systemic and fundamental and supportive and bioavailable. Those 4 words, I coined it was a long time ago. We had to find something that was going to work. And then I get a call from my father. He's got lymphoma. So now I got all these clients. I got a problem with my father. And my father basically, gave himself up and said, do what you got to do. And I started to think about it. And of course, I was trying to make juice powders because I was juicing back then. And my clinic looked like, it was just, I had dryers all over the place, and I had people trying to dry stuff. And what I was doing, I was also studying energy medicine at the same time. And when I was measuring the frequency of a fruit or vegetable and the frequency of a condition of the body. To make a long story short, I thought that they had the same frequencies, the same thing going on. In other words, I found fruits and vegetables that had a frequency the same as a liver or a spleen or whatever. So I started mixing things, not nutrition-wise, energetic-wise. And I came up with Juice Plus. And later on, we weren't talking about flavonoids in those days. We knew nothing about that. Later on, when they started finding all the chemicals in fruits and vegetables, they proved that I was right. By the way, I put Juice Plus together in 1982. Now, that was 11 years before I met John and everybody like this. Now, back to things when we compete. Now, look what's happening out there. They're tweaking our products, right? We talked about that last night. Okay, they're using our research, but there's one thing that they cannot use, and that's the true story of Juice Plus. It was what was it called, John? Way back then, remember? Juice on the Run. I've been looking for that for 30 years.
Right? This is the original. I have it by the files. I took it to the
That's incredible. That's incredible.
I still have it.
By the way, John, you did a great job the other day. I was watching you. But that is that end of the history. Only when I met you gentlemen in 3/3/94, that's when our history started together. This history came from 1982. So these formulas been out all that time. That's what I want people to understand. It's been tried in clinics. It's been worked on by hundreds and hundreds of patients before we walked in there. And Jay Martin, the genius, he said, I had 5 formulas, if you remember. And guess what else I had? Where are they? Where are they? And nobody's talking about this. Check them out, John. 2 patents on Juice Plus.
Yeah.
We've had them for 20 years. Okay, so now we came into you with 5 formulas, and I said, "Come on, we got more formulas. Let's do the other formulas, everything like this." And Jay said, "No, 1 product, 1 story. 1 product, 1 story." So this story that we have, they might be able to do something with our products or research, but the history is so strong. Take a look at okay, I worked 9 years with Nature's Way, and when I would talk about Dr. John Christopher, who started Nature's Way, people wanted to hear more about the history, And when I would get them talking, and what they did was they had me talk to the people, a lecture for the people, a lecture for the people that worked in the health food stores and the doctors. I did this for 9 years for Nature's Way. Why did they have me do 3 lectures, and the doctors and the people? They were taught because they kept everybody on the same page. Everybody wasn't just doing what they wanted to say. In other words, the layperson and the medical doctor was saying the same thing. 1 story. You sit and you watch TV like on Henry Ford. You watch this whole story, and then at the end it shows you the automobile that they made. It's the story that sold it, and we can really beef it up. I guarantee when you see the video, I don't know how I'm going to get it to everybody. You will say we don't have any competition. We got a huge. That means our history is over 40 years old. 30 years with you, and 11 years before that. That's how strong the story is. Are you getting the drift of that out there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, now let me add this to it. This history separates us from everybody else. Number 1, separates us, and people that come into the movement can use the story that day. That night they can go out and sell Juice Plus if they got that story. And the story never changes, it's forever. Nobody can use it. We're the only ones that have it. We got to use it. What do you think?
It's great. Thank you very much, Smokey. I love the energy. When you talk about this, knowing now that it's not only 30 years, but 11 years before that, that is amazing. Just maybe going to Jeff. Jeff, how does it come apart, right? I mean, how did you meet Smokey, and how did the Smokey and the company come together? Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything.
I can hear you perfectly. Yes. We don't hear you. I see here. We can't hear him. Okay, I can hear you. Interesting.
I cannot hear Jeff.
People need.
Jeff.
Yeah, the mic is on. Okay. Nope. People can't hear you, Jeff. I don't know what's going on there. No, now I can't hear you as well, Jeff. I love the technical things here.
Yes. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah.